The story began with a woman, hair like ropes of black silk and handful of native beads. She moved into the abandoned house near the stream, but no one dared to approach her until men started getting rich. She promised them wealth in exchange for 3 nights. Suddenly, shamelessly, they lied to their wives. The first man said,
I'm going for a business trip.
the second man said,
I'm traveling to the city.
the third man said,
I'm going for a job.
but each man disappeared for 3 nights and returned with more than just money. They all returned with wealth, gold, riches. The sun was so bright and lovely. Fresh air and a lovely scent filled with the air. This is Amoke village. Salma and her husband are newly married and decided to start over in a small town called Amoke, the quiet and peaceful village. Salma had always wanted a quiet life. So when they found a small house for rent near the old Cocoa Road in Amoke, they packed what little they had and left before sunrise. They weren't rich, but they were happy. People in Amoke were kind. They helped you without asking for anything. On Fridays, the women gathered under the mango tree to cook, talk, laugh. The men farmed, traded or fixed one another's roofs. And soon, Malik and Salma were part of the rhythm. It felt like home. They made friends quickly. Salma sold roasted corn and coconuts by the roadside. Malik helped the village carpenter patch roofs, fix door frames, build wooden stools. People respected him not because of the skill, but because he was an honest man. They lived simply and happy until that woman came. The woman that wears lots of native beads on her wrist. Nobody knew where she came from. No one saw her arrive. She didn't greet anyone. She didn't speak. She just walked, always slowly, always at dusk. Her hair flowed behind her like water, thick and black, and too long to be ordinary. It swept the dusty ground and never picked up dirt. The first time she passed through the market square, everyone paused. She never looked sideways, only ahead, but somehow it felt like she was seeing everyone at once. And then the rumor started. It's true, someone whispered. Go to her house, just 3 nights. You'll come back with more than you left. At first, nobody believed it, but then they saw Emeka, who always begged at the market square to feed his family, came back with a brand new motorcycle after mysteriously disappearing for 3 nights. And Kola, who used to borrow yam from neighbors Namati, had a store filled with bags of rice after mysteriously disappearing for 3 nights. Then Lukman, Malik's best friend, returned from a strange 3-day trip with a gold chain and a wad of cash and a very polished look. Malik asked him about it directly. Did you go to her? Malik said. Lukman grinned. My brother, this life is one. Just one visit and I've never lacked since. She's not evil. She's different, but she blesses. And the more men you bring, the richer you become. Malik frowned. Blessing doesn't come like that. Aha. Don't let your stubbornness keep Salma in poverty. Think of your home. Malik looked at him in disgust. How dare you mention my wife's name in this matter? You simply walked away. Days passed. More men went to her. Some were bold about it, others quiet. But they all came back with something. Gold, silvers, and new wrappers for their wives. And just like Lukman said, they started bringing other men. That's when Lola, Lukman's wife and Sama's friend, came visiting one afternoon. She wore a deep red wrapper and had new braids, shiny like glass, and nails were freshly painted. She greeted Salma and looked her over. Aha, you are still wearing this old wrapper, Salma now. Salma laughed softly. It's clean. Lola leaned in and lowered her voice. Do you like my hair, this dress? Of course, Salma said. It fits you. Then ask your husband to go. Just once. Just 3 nights. You are not doing anything bad. Everyone's doing it. I told Lukman to go and see what I'm enjoying. Salma's smile faded. She talked to her friend calmly. She said, Lola, I can't convince my husband to do evil things. You shouldn't encourage that too. I can't tell my husband to do what I know is wrong, even if the whole village is doing it. Lola rolled her eyes. Poverty is a disease, Salma. Salma replied, No, greed is the disease. That evening, Malik sat outside sharpening his chisel. Salma brought him water and leaned against the doorway. They've started calling you names, she said gently. Stubborn, proud, foolish. Malik kept sharpening. If it's not God's blessing, I don't want it, he said. What kind of blessing makes a man lie to his wife and have to go to a mystery money to become wealthy? And truly, the lies had started. Husbands disappearing for days, wives pretending not to know. But everyone knew where they were going. The house by the stream, to meet the woman with hair like night. She had no name, only power, and the more men she touched, the deeper the silence grew in the village. One morning, Malik found a string of black hair outside his workshop. It was long, longer than his arm, and coiled at the end like it had life. He burned it immediately. That night, Lukman returned again, this time with a small bag of rice and a bundle of notes. Just take it, he said. No one has to know. If you won't go, at least benefit, we are brothers. Malik didn't even look at the bag, and when the river demands payment, he asked, What river? Lukman laughed nervously. You'll see. By the end of the month, the money stopped flowing. The clothes wore out, the jewelry faded. Some of the men got sick, others started screaming in their sleep. Nobody went to her house again, not because they were full, but because they were afraid. The greedy men still goes because they want more money and power. And then, one night, she walked again, her hair longer, her steps slower. She passed Malik and Salma's compound and stopped. She didn't speak. She just stared. Salma clutched her wrapper. Malik stood quietly at the doorway. He didn't blink. He didn't move. And the woman walked on. By the next morning, she was gone. The house by the stream was empty. People were happy they get to see their husband back then. The men are sad because their source of wealth had disappeared. The village of Amoke tried to return to normal. The once lively and happy village is now filled with lost people. Things are changed. The silence is deeper. The laughter didn't come as quickly. Trust had to be rebuilt. Lukman eventually came back to Malik, ashamed. Lola brought back Salma's old bowl she had once smoked. They didn't say much. They didn't have to. And Malik and Salma, they didn't have new clothes or gold or a big house, but their hands were clean, their hearts still soft. And every evening they sat on the bench by the mango tree, watching the sun go down, not rich but untouched. Moral lesson: not every open door is a blessing. Some riches are a test, and the man who waits on God's hand will never be ashamed.